Hi everyone, my name is Simon Pearlswag, and my topic is some of the impacts of the American Bible on American society. One of the most defining characteristics of the American government, the American nation, is the way that it maintains such a strict and rigid following of the separation between the church and the state, or the way it strives to keep religion away from the government, unlike many of the United States' European allies, such as the United Kingdom and France. While such a characteristic is a defining aspect of American democracy, one is left to wonder how it came about, given the way founding fathers like Thomas Jefferson acknowledged the fact that no nation had ever achieved long-term success without religion, and the way many early colonists like John Winthrop incorporated many biblical references in their speeches and writings. One biblical passage which was referenced by numerous early Americans was Micah chapter 6, verse 8, which states, He hath showed thee, O man, what is good, and what does the Lord require of thee, but to do justly, and to love mercy, and to walk humbly with thy God. Winthrop uses this verse at the beginning of his City on a Hill sermon, which was given aboard the Arbella on its way to establish a Puritan community in what would become Cambridge, Massachusetts. Winthrop would go on to include the City on a Hill reference when he quoted Matthew chapter 5, verse 14, as he implored his followers that the new community they were hoping to create needed to be a model of Christian charity, one example of political society and community, and a beacon for the world, a city upon a hill. Micah chapter 6, verse 8 would go on to inspire many founding fathers over the next 200 years, such as John Adams, who, when passing a message of hope onto his granddaughter Caroline, told her that the world is better than she deserves, so she should strive to make herself more worthy of it. Such an inspirational charge is not only an indication of Adams' love for the nation and his family, but also an indication of what he saw for the United States' future and the role the nation owed to the world. According to Daniel Dreisbach, while Adams is not openly expressing his opposition to slavery, he is saying that every American has an obligation in conscience, temperance, frugality, industry, justice, and kindness to his fellow man and to Almighty God, and only will such adherence to this charge make the United States utopia and region of paradise. However, as long as Americans were willing to adhere to the institution of slavery, the United States could never be this national example of utopia and paradise to the world. While Christians of many denominations took sides, debated, united, and ruptured over the issue of slavery, the matter of slavery would not get addressed head-on until the American Civil War, when President Abraham Lincoln was finally forced to reassess his own relationship with God following the passing of his favorite son Willie in 1862. While Abraham Lincoln had probably hoped to avoid addressing the matter of slavery as president, the breakout of the American Civil War in 1861 quickly changed that. While Lincoln had believed he could remain opposed to slavery, but also accommodate it if doing such would preserve the American nation, Lincoln, following the Union victory and Antietam, came to the realization that perhaps God had called upon him to emancipate slavery, and that doing so would allow Americans to free themselves, which implied that the United States, the North, must win the Civil War.